I am Devakshi Joshi, a current student of the same program, and I will be moderating today's session. Before I introduce you to the distinguished speakers for today, let me apprise you about the format of the webinar. Our speakers will speak about PGDM Executive Program and their associations with it. As they speak, you all can use comment sections to ask your questions. You can also ask your questions to anyone in specific by mentioning their names. We will be taking your questions in the later half of the webinar. Without further ado, let me take you to meet the panel. First, we have with us Dr. Nihar Imonkar. Dr. Imonkar has over 10 years of work experience with higher education industry as an academician and as a co-founder of an educational services startup. He's the current chairperson of PGDM Executive Program at IMT Ghaziabad. Dr. Nihar has a wide range of experience in consultancy assignments, which include working with International Centre of Goa, Goa Corp Marketing and Supply Federation Limited, Welsh Automotive Forum, United Kingdom, Catnic, a Tata Steel enterprise in United Kingdom, and with Seren Group. He is currently leading the development of Center for Enterprise and Business Improvement, SEBI, at IMT Ghaziabad, and is closely involved in innovation and entrepreneurship incubation platform. Next, we have with us Ms. Shivani Sanwal, Associate Director, Human Resource Business Partner at Moclix. A graduate in science from St. Stephen's College, New Delhi, SHRM certified, and our esteemed alma from PGDM Executive Batch of 2016 and 17. Ms. Sanwal is a jovial and affable personality with zest to excel, demonstrating over 10 years of diverse work experience in human resources, business planning, and talent acquisition. Our next panelist is Mr. Priyam Chaudhary, a management consultant with Accenture Strategy and Consulting. Our alum from the batch of 2017 and 18. Mr. Chaudhary has over 8 years of work experience in transformational projects providing business and technology consulting services to clients in automotive and industrial equipment manufacturing, steel manufacturing, fashion, and beverage industries. He has a rich experience in sales, supply chain, and has been involved in multiple projects in India and other geographies. He has worked on multiple academic projects on text and visual predictive analytics as a part of MBA program and to gain the understanding of big data to help various startups with customer acquisition strategies. On personal front, he has his passion for sports, geopolitics, and trekking. He has recently started capturing his experience through a YouTube channel called Femilicious. And our fourth panelist is a current student of PGDM Executive Program, Mr. Vishwanath, a techno-functional consultant with 7 years of work experience in agile-based product development for networking and telecom products. In past, he has worked with companies like Wipro and Capgemini. Let's hear from the panelists now. Stage is all yours.
Thank you, Devakshi, and welcome everyone. I'm very glad that some of our alumni have joined us. Both Priyam and Shivani are two people that who we are extremely proud of, and I think thank you for gracing this particular occasion with your presence. I say the same to Vishwanath, who is our current student, and Devakshi as well. So why are we here? Basically, the topic of the webinar is the PGDM ExP a right fit for you? Now, what is PGDM ExP? That you might be wondering that. So let me give you some background. Earlier, this program used to be called PGDM Executive, right? So when Shivani and Priyam were a part of it, we used to refer to it as PGDM Executive. But this year, AICTE made certain changes to their regulations. So they said that we need to merge all our PGDM programs under one particular setup. So that meant that we had to rename the PGDM Executive Program. So we now have the PGDM 2-year full-time program, then the PGDM ExP, which is the former PGDM Executive Program, and then the PGDM WE, which is the part-time PGDM program. So one of the reasons why we stuck to the PGDM nomenclature is because of the weightage that PGDM, that is the postgraduate diploma in management as a degree, it holds a lot of value in India, and not only in India, but all over the world. So we wanted to demonstrate that the rigor and the quality of the program is intact, and it is up to the mark when it comes to providing you with a postgraduate diploma in management. But there are a couple of changes that this program has undergone besides its name. So one is that the program used to be of 15 months duration. Now it is of 18 months duration, and that is an AICTE requirement. I think that that has allowed us to revitalize, re-energize, and rethink the program a little bit. Uh, the second thing that we have done with the program is we have made it more focused towards where the industry is heading and where the field of business and management as a whole is heading. So for example, we are seeing that the world of business and management is increasingly heading towards the converging nature of technology and management. So technology and management overlap is converging more and more as we go ahead. So yesterday we were talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Today we are talking about the fifth industrial revolution. And I'm sure by the time we go in the evening and check out our mails, somebody might be talking about a sixth industrial revolution. So that's the speed at which the industry is changing. And our programs need to keep up to speed with that. So in terms of the program content, what we have done is we have introduced more subjects which are not technological, but talk about how is it that technology is changing the day-to-day working lives of business and management professionals. So we have included courses like emerging technologies and sectoral analysis. We've introduced subjects like digital business transformation, business analytics, which talk about how the industry is rapidly evolving alongside the technological landscape. Also, the second thing that we have done is we've increased the amount of individual focus on this program. So while you study a lot of general management subjects, the strategy, leadership, and the works, there is also focus on you to develop as a person. So we have workshops such as managing self, personal branding, critical and analytical thinking, and these are actually aimed towards developing a holistic personality because you step into these higher management roles, and that requires you not just to manage your work and your colleagues but also yourself. So the rigors and the demands of the work are increasing, and this is about taking control of yourself, the work-life balance, managing stress, and at the same time doing a great job. So, and the third aspect is that we've added certain KPMG certifications. So right now we are offering 3 certifications, Lean and Six Sigma. We are offering ESG and sustainability certification. We are offering consulting skills certification. These are aimed at preparing you for the industry, and these are also delivered by experts from within the industry. We have also ensured that you get extremely good career support. So there are a lot of workshops that we run: new career opportunities workshop, profile mapping workshop, resume building workshop. These are done by experts from within the industry who guide you in terms of how do you align your CV towards where you want to take your career. And also we have alumni mentor scheme, wherein alumni, as distinguished as we see in this particular webinar, come back and mentor our students in terms of how is it that they can take their career to the next level. So our 15,000 strong alumni are a part of our family, and they are here to help you, and that is what makes IMT what it is. And lastly, I would just like to finish by saying that the program is in a very accelerated format. So it is 18 months duration, not 24 months. That is because we take students who are having at least 5 years of work experience alongside good scores from CAT, XAT, or GMAT. So we see that you have demonstrated good career progression, you have worked for good companies, and you have had good impact in your organizations. And while you also, because this is a full-time residential program, you have to quit your job and do this program, but you never get out of touch with industry because the industry is embedded into the curriculum through various short-term projects, consulting projects, management research projects. We keep you in touch with the industry. The contemporary issues and management series, wherein we bring some of the senior most leaders and thought leaders from the industry into the classroom. They keep telling you where the industry is heading, what are the cutting edge, what are the cutting edge developments in every field, etc. So a lot has happened into this program. A lot of changes have happened. This is about going forward. While we retain some of the classics of management and business courses, we are also quite strongly headed and embracing the future. So with that, I will stop. And I will invite Shivani to talk about her experience at IMT Ghaziabad and what role did IMT play in her career development. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Dr. Nehar. Thanks, Devakshi, for setting the contest. And thank you, the entire IMT team, for this honor and opportunity to, share my experience and views with the aspiring students. So I really hope my experience will help the participants to some extent, in taking the decision that is best for them. So as Devakshi mentioned, I'm a part of batch 2016-17 of the PGDM executive program, as it was called at that time. So after gaining almost 6 years of good quality work experience, I was working with a manufacturing firm as an HR professional. So I started realizing that, to boost up my career and to climb up the corporate ladder, it was becoming essential for me to go for an MBA. Since I was a recruiter myself at that time, evaluating multiple courses in multiple colleges to hire the best talent, so I was well versed with the PGDM executive program, which was offered by IMT, and I was quite fascinated by it. So so that's how I got through the program, and definitely the program has really helped me a lot in my career. If I have to share my experience, I would say that, apart from subject matter expertise, learning business principles that, of course, an MBA program offers you. But this program has helped me in overall development of my, thought process. So I'm assuming most of the participants here are working professionals, since you are aspiring for this program. So I'm sure you all would agree that, daily at work, you meet challenges that you've never read in any of the books or learned in the past, right? So I think this 1 year MBA program helps you tackle those problems in a much easier manner. And what makes me say so, I'll just highlight 3 points which I felt are very, very important and have really helped me. If I'm talking about my experience, so number one is the industry exposure that you get. So as Professor Nihar mentioned, that you get to meet a lot of industry leaders who come and speak to you, discuss about the latest trends in the industry, the latest challenges that we are facing, and the business problems which are being faced practically, and the best practices, right? You get to visit some of the industries where you learn practically through various interactions. You attend a lot of guest lectures, conferences. So that really helps you to broaden your horizon. This was one. The second one I would say is peer-to-peer learning. You study with a bunch of people. You don't just study with them, you live with them, you stay with them 24/7, right? And these people come with different kind of experience. They're from different industries, different organizations, different educational background, different cities, states, or maybe even country, right? So I would like to share one example here. So I visited the campus in 2019 to meet the new batch, and I was really amazed to see one MBBS doctor was a part of the batch, and I was really proud, to see that doctor, qualified doctor, she wanted to move into the management field. And I was speaking to Professor Nihar, so he told me that she is now into management consulting, right? So these things really make you feel proud. So you get such a different exposure, studying with those the peers who come with different backgrounds, and you do your projects with them day night, you stay with them. So peer to peer learning is very, very important, especially in this 1 year MBA program where people come with a lot of experience. And last but not the least, I think networking is one of the most valuable things that an MBA student must do to boost their career. And you get a lot of opportunities throughout the year to build up your network. There are a lot of industry leaders who visit the campus. You have your peers, your batchmates, with whom you can network, who can help you network further in their networks. So I think these three things have really helped me in boosting up my career. And I need not to mention that the MBA has helped me to improve my marketability and credibility as an HR professional as well, right? It really gives a weight to your resume, that I'm sure you all know. So I think, yeah, that's from my side, Dr. Nihar. So Over to the next panelist.
Okay, so thanks, Shivani, and firstly, thank you, Dr. Nihar, Devakshi, and the entire team. Also, Mr. Mohit, part of external teams, external relations team. So I think, uh, firstly, I should really thank for this opportunity, right? Because connecting and with the alums also gives that, gives the sense of ownership and connect with to us also. So thank you for that opportunity. I would like to maybe okay, so I think Devakshi has already introduced me. I'm Priyam, part of 17-18 batch of PGDM Executive, as it was called earlier, but now it is PGDM. It's renamed, right? So what I'll try to do in this quick 5 minutes, I will not take much time because I'll let the questions come in because that's important for this session. What I'll try to highlight here is why is this program relevant and why, I mean, it was relevant back then when we did it, I'm sure, and it has been relevant since then. I mean, since it has been, it's there, and why is it still relevant? I'll just touch upon a few aspects where I think it's very relevant through my experience, right? So my experience of 15 months in the campus has been wonderful. So I had gone in with around 5 years of experience, right? Purely IT experience. Uh, and when I went in, I knew that I had a gap in my knowledge base, in a knowledge capital, where I was lacking an understanding of the other softer aspects of business, also the harder number part. I mean, how does the finance work, for example, right? Or how does the awareness or how does the marketing aspect of a firm works in, right? So those were the aspects that I was really missing at that point in time. So uh, going into the program, I had absolutely no idea what I would be going through because back then, I did not do as much as research as you are doing right now. So I had no idea going into that program. The moment I went in, the first class I attended, I was like surprised to see that bunch of classmates that I was part of, different backgrounds, right? Different cultures, bringing in from different aspects of our country, and different perspective. So obviously that means that when we are discussing a topic in a, let's say, in any of the class, we have different aspects, and at times we were like fighting for our point, and it was so engaging and interactive to make it you know uh, and it was a I would say it was an opportunity to be in that group. So, and I'm sure it's the same thing currently as well, and I'm sure it has been the same thing for Shivani, right? So peer learning, that was one thing that I was like I gained a lot from there were people with 8 years experience, 10 years experience in my batch, right? So I could gain a lot of experience from them, right? Learning from them, having some discussions, or even over chai. So another thing aspect of IMT is like IMT never sleeps, right? I'll come to that later. So even if you're having a tea, in the middle of night, a midnight tea break, you're discussing some topic, you're learning something from that discussion. So peer learning, I think, is a very important aspect. Another aspect which I liked about that program is the teaching format. So it's not the conventional teaching format. So basically IMT focuses on experiential learning, where basically it's about more of doing over knowing, right? So it's about that policy and that philosophy. And how does that happen? So courses like, or workshops like design thinking, right? That kind of a course which we were part of, we had to bring in a problem statement from anywhere in the world, right? So for example, we were working on a problem statement in which we were facing in the college campus. So we had that problem statement, we defined that problem statement, and then we worked on that problem statement to come to a solution, and then develop a prototype to showcase and get a buy-in from the college stakeholders. So that sort of a learning that I am sure you would love and you would gain from, and I can vouch for that. Similarly, the courses like, critical thinking, all of that stuff, that helps you to, build your thought process also in that. Another aspect, apart from this, another aspect is this is a very short program, right? It's not a 2-year program. So you have to go in there, you have to quickly learn the topics and quickly perform. So it's also a little bit of pressure at times, but you would love that. And it makes actually builds you for the corporate life, where you have that capacity to take in pressure, and you can deliver at at pressure situations. So it builds you up for the corporates that way. Another thing which I wanted to highlight, and also which Shivani highlighted, was the industry connects, right? So we had sessions with industry leaders in a session or a series called CIM, which is actually contemporary issues of management. That's how we used to call it, and I guess it is the same now. And wherein we used to have people coming in from industry, very rich, experienced guys, give us their knowledge and share their experience, and have a interactive sessions where we understand bit from them and they also understand what we are learning, and try to have a good discussions around that, and understand if there is any gap or if we are going in the right track, that sort of a discussion. So industry connects also helps, and obviously, and then the placement support that we were part of. I mean, we got tremendously from the college, right from, I would say, second month of the course. So what happened was we formulated, and it's the typical story in most of the MBA colleges, right? So we formulated a team from our batch who is to basically work on day in, day out on the, basically get contacts and help the external relations teams to get the people placed. So that's again another aspect which IMT PGDM Executive or the PGDM Experience Program helps in, right? Where the placement support is a very big or a very critical aspect of this program. And all in all, I think if you really you do the math, right? I think it's the program that gives the highest return on investment. If you really honestly ask me, primarily because, one, you have the brand name, which I need not talk about. You know what is IMT all about, right? So that's one. Two, you have a very short time period, so your investment that way is not that big compared to other. I don't want to name it here, but other colleges in the here in India. At the same time, the CTC that you get out of coming out of the college, that's also a very lucrative thing that you can work out. So if you do a little bit of math also, that also will give you a sense why this is relevant, and I'm sure this is going to be relevant for coming years as well. So on that note, I think I'll pass on to Devakshi. Over
Thank
to
you
you,
so
Devakshi.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would like to invite Vishwanath, a current student of PGDM ExP. Vishwanath, would you share your views on how the classrooms are treating you? How are you liking the program?
Sure, Devakshi. Thank you so much for the introduction. So good evening, everybody. So I was actually last year I was apprehensive, the COVID time, and then I was thinking, I was in two minds whether do I need to resign my job and join IMT, or do I need to postpone my learning journey by one more year. So right from when I started working in the corporate, I was always fascinated about certain terms called resource management, budgeting and those things. So I was always thinking, how do these managers do it? So they only discussed to me the technical stuff. So I thought, why don't I just pursue, an MBA? So I just started going through the program architecture at IMT. So I was really surprised by certain subjects called design thinking, or maybe some other subjects like as Priyam already told, about the contemporary issues in management. So I wanted to learn certain things from the industry members themselves. So I took the gamble, and frankly, guys, whoever are listening, that gamble truly paid off. I'm really enjoying every day of my journey. I can also say one more thing, adding to what Priyam already told. The hostel never sleeps. Okay, I do not know about the academic building and all, but always there is some discussion. So I'm very fortunate to be a part of IMT seriously, because I'll just tell three things. So first thing is the academics, which everybody knows. It's all case-based curriculum, and the learning, the faculties are amazing. It's not about the qualification of the faculty. It's the value they bring in through the case discussions. You just cannot read even 10 books. So the experience speaks. So coming to the non-curricular things, right? We had a workshop called the program, a PGL workshop. So it's personal growth lab. So what happens there? We were all taken to a tour. So we went to Dehradun. So it was more bonding. So the more we bond with our batch, the more insights we can get from one another. That was the place where we understood our batch truly. We knew each other's strengths, and from that day onwards, the class participation, the class discussions were even more meaningful. So how things work at IMT is you just wake up, you have to rush to your class, and it's always case-based learning. So you have to do a pre-read, and if you're not doing a pre-read, you cannot understand anything. But trust me, guys, if you participate in that discussion, you need not read the textbook again. It will be so comprehensive that you get everything from that one lecture. And I and even Divachi, we can vouch that we never want to miss any class. So that's the beauty of the learning journey, and that's how IMT is delivering its lectures. So apart from the curriculum and the other workshops, we also have great committees. So placement committee, alumni committee. So whatever is your passion, whether you want to bond with alumni or do you want to do market research for placements, IMT has everything. You want to do some consulting projects, Dr. Nehar sir is leading this project. I would like to share my view on this project. I am currently doing a short-term project with Rapider. So Rapider is a cloud solutions-based company, and I am doing it with the Center of Enterprise and Business Improvement, SEBI, which Nehar sir is heading. So what we do, we try to understand the digital gaps in the insurance sector, and it's a consulting project, and we give solutions. So it's not only that what we learn in the class, what are the strategies we are learning, but we also get a chance to implement them in the real time. So with this note, I would like to add just one last point. IMT guys, whoever are listening, so please do not have any second opinion. It's the best place, and I can vote for it for sure. Thank you for this opportunity, Divakshi. Thank you, Nihar sir.
Thank you, Vishwanath. I share resonating views with you. So we have some questions. The first question is to Priyam sir. So somebody is asking, how was the international immersion for you and for your batch? And can you share some
Yeah.
you had there?
Yeah, sure. I think when I was just you were reading out the questions, this is what came to my mind. I thought of touching upon that point, but somehow that missed my mind. But thank you for that question. So I think I'll tell you what we experienced in the international immersion. So it was about 45 days of international immersion, right? Where we so basically our batch had a specialization, three specializations, right? One was information management, another one was a marketing analytics, and another one was a operations and supply chain. So I being part of information management and the entire group of information management, we went to college in Denmark. It is called Copenhagen Business School. And if you do a quick Google, that's probably one of the best colleges in the world in in management as well as in data analytics. So that experience there, where we learned ABC of analytics, where we did a project in a basically with a data set of a Denmark company, and the professors there helped us a lot, right? Helped us a lot to understand what is analytics, what is how to crunch data, how to do visualizations, and to just for information, or maybe I would like to share that I am still using that knowledge that I had gained there in my work today. So that's something that I would never forget, those 45 days there as well. I mean, that was one part, and other part is the fun that we had amongst our hardcore studies for 7-8 hours in the college, coming back, and you are free and you are doing what you're just enjoying with your friends there. So classrooms were pure studies and focus there, and come back and have fun in a new country, new place. And we were young, I mean, we were very young at that time, so we had a lot of fun also. So I think that's another key aspect of this program, where you need to and I feel you need to understand how other geographies work also, because it's very interconnected world, right? So businesses are interconnected, and you would need to know a lot of things happening around. So it gives you that aspect also. I hope I could answer that question.
Definitely, sir. I have another question. This is for you, ma'am. Somebody is asking, what is the difference you felt between PGDM regular and PGDM executive program?
Okay, so I think I mean the course content offered in a traditional 2-year MBA program or a 1-year program would be more or less the same, the content. However, the teaching style would be definitely different, right? So when you study in a 1-year MBA program, the participants are all experienced, right? So it's more of a discussion that happens. It's the facilitator or the professor, they are into actually a discussion mode with the students, right? It's not a monologue being carried out by the professor. And the executive MBA or the 1-year program, the focus is more on management combined with specialized fields, I would say marketing, human resources, finance, etc. And in my experience, I'm not sure if it's the same right now, but the batch size at my time was slightly small as compared to the 2-year MBA. And when you're experienced, everyone in the batch comes with a different career trajectory. So students, they need and they actually get more of personalized coaching, mentoring, and support for placements to help them tailor their knowledge and realize what they exactly want to do with their career, right? So it was more of personalized, I would say, support that was given to all my batchmates and myself. So this is more and definitely when you do a 1-year program, it's all compressed, right? So as Vishwanath mentioned that you have to study day in and out, right? And the hostel never sleeps. So especially it happens more when you are in a 1-year program. The time is less and the content is the same, right? You have to do a lot of pre-read, be prepared, and you actually it's good that you take part in the discussions. You get to learn a lot from your peers, which I think would be slightly different in case of a 2-year MBA. So that's my view on this question. If anyone else has a different view or something to add to, because I myself have not attended a 2-year program, but this is what I feel. However, yes, I had attended a few sessions with 2-year MBA because I wanted to specifically do some courses in HR. So I had attended a few classes with the 2-year students as well. So but yeah, so this is my opinion on the difference between the two courses.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
and
ma'am. Yeah,
sorry, I
please go
just
ahead,
wanted
sir.
to add, yeah, maybe add another point there. I think uh, this program, see, I mean, both has their, pros and cons, right? So we cannot compare. These are two different things, right? But again, the point that I had mentioned, right? This is relevant for corporates. Why? Because, the place that I'm working, right? Accenture and the team that I'm working, they are uh, just to give you some idea. People look for candidates having some bit of experience. So 5-year experience is a good number and a good experience uh, to look for. And if for example, if I need to look at two candidates who has 5-year experience at least and a MBA program under their kitty compared to a fresher with a 2-year program, I would in most of the cases, not always, but at least 70 to 80% cases, I would go for candidate A who has a 5 years experience, primarily because I would think that he or she is more or less ready for the industry. That's where this program is much more relevant for people looking for to scale up their career in the corporates.
Thank you. Dr. Nehar, we have a question for you. Somebody is asking, is the program offering any specializations, and can you tell more about it?
Yes, indeed. So we do offer specialization. So typically, the executive programs that you have that are mostly general management in nature. You learn a lot of strategy, leadership, and other general management concepts. But here, what is one of the unique nature of this program is that there's a customization term. So every term has a focus. Start with orientation. So this is about, okay, you've spent last 5 years in the industry. So now let's bring you up to speed, in terms of, as the two alumni were saying, now you need to jump in and, act straight away. So the orientation term is about that. Then we take you to the foundation, wherein we give you the foundation level knowledge of all the subjects. Then we take you to the functional term, which is about the understanding the functional areas of all the businesses, of all the organizations. Then comes the international immersion term, right, which is the global perspective development, etc. And then we take you on to the customization term. So this is the term that you're speaking about. So the customization term is about you opting to specialize or get in-depth knowledge about about a particular subject of your choice. So for example, somebody wants to has had experience in marketing, and they really want to get specialist academic knowledge in marketing, and get to know the aspects such as how does digital marketing work, how does B2B marketing work. They are not just there to learn about what is consumer behavior or what the basics of marketing are. So that customization offers them a choice of electing 5 subjects. So they can choose 5 electives from marketing area, and they can get in-depth specialization in that. And as Shivani was saying, we also allow our students to sit for up to 2 non-credit courses. So, for example, Shivani's had for HRM. That was the area in which she wanted to take her career. So we do allow you to do that up to 2 non-credit courses. And the other thing I would like to highlight is that the customization term is also helping people who want to transition their career to get more in that knowledge. So for example, if you're coming from a manufacturing background, right, and you want to get into consulting, let's say IT consulting, then you have an opportunity to specialize in IT and analytics, wherein there's subjects such as IT consulting, IT project management, etc. So that is a chance for you to sort of realign your CV towards which direction you want to go. And we have had those success stories. I was just remembering that Mohit, who looks after our external relations, he was telling me that people who joined from a tea plantation background have now gone into IT consulting. So this is not just about career elevation. This is about career transition, and the customization terms allows you to do that. So while this year we were just offering specializations in IT, marketing, and supply chain, next year we are opening up more branches. We are not only giving out IT, marketing, and supply chain, but we are bringing in finance, we are bringing in strategy, we are bringing in human resource management. So Shivani won't have to go and sit into the 2-year program classes. We will have dedicated sessions for the executive program. Yeah, so that's what the customization term is all about.
Thank you so much. Next question is for Priyam sir. Someone is asking, is the program in lines with the industry and what are the industry exposure elements the program has to offer to students?
Okay, so I think we try to cover that already, but I'll just maybe give you another aspect here. So the aspects that we already covered, right? One is the industry connects in terms of the contemporary issues of management sessions or series that we do. It has been there, right? And it's also there in the current program also, right? So therein the industry leaders comes in, they gives in their views on a topic which is very relevant in today's world, in the today's business world. So that's where there is a engagement between the classroom and the industry, right? One. Two, the other part is you get into a project, consulting project, with the you take a problem of the business, right? You try to define the problem statement and you try to solve that, or probably give a better solution at times also, compared to what is already there. So that's another way the program helps in engagement with the industry. The other way, the other aspects, or maybe the other ways where industry connects with the program is, I'll just give you an example. So there used to be, and we were part of that entrepreneurs cell, and there used to be a extracurricular focused activity called the IMT Innovator, right? So that was basically to showcase your startup ideas to the startup world, right? So one is connecting with the experienced industry leaders, and also to connecting with the startups of the world. So therein we got an exposure to showcase our business idea, to pitch our idea to the big startups of the of the world. So let's say OYOs, and everyone was there, and we were we had that opportunity to pitch our idea. So that's a brilliant platform that we got. And there are multiple other platforms in which IMT provides, not only I mean, across all the programs. So once you're there, you get to engage with the with the industry day in and day out, in fact, at times. Yeah. I
Vivakshi,
think,
I was
I
also
hope.
glad.
Yeah, sorry. No, go
Sorry,
ahead. Go
you
ahead.
can. I was just trying to add to your point that how relevant. I'll just give an example. So we had industry leaders. So Chief Operating Officer of India Mart. So when he came us to give an insight about how industry, e-commerce industry, especially pre and post pandemic, how has it evolved? So they not only cover from operations perspective, they give you a holistic view about how are they marketing themselves, what are the strategies they are following. So apart from dedicated CIM sessions, as a part of every course, we also have certain industry leaders who are coming and delivering lectures. For example, for corporate strategy, we had the CEO of Sheila Foam who has come. So they give us an idea, holistic view of how the business is being done. So it's not just IT or consulting. So I think those are the sessions which really make us feel relevant to the industry. And on top of it, as Priyam sir also told, like how they had innovator, we also have SEBI. So we are also free to choose. The college also gives us an option to choose which project we want to do. There are a bunch of opportunities which are available, and it's up to the student to specialize. And if he requests that he wants to contribute, so the college is always willing to accommodate. So I think it's more on us also. The college is also doing its part, and it's more on us to just align ourselves as per our goal where we have to be placed in the industry.
Thank you, Vishwanath. Dr. Monkar, we have Mr. Prabhakar Deep with us on YouTube, and he's asking, having 10 years of experience in oil and gas sector, is the program any good for him?
Of course. I think why not? As I think Priyam and Shivani have talked about this, the diversity of the profiles that we have into the class is something that we value, and that is something that distinguishes our cohort from anywhere else in India. We have at one point of time, as Shivani was saying, even a doctor. You have people who are coming from oil sector, people who will come from the IT sector, people who will come from the banking sector. So we have a good mix of candidates, and what it allows us to do is create a classroom environment which is unmatched. And that is another factor that I think Shivani was talking about, which distinguishes this program from a 2-year program, because here it is about throwing a thought out into the air, and then you don't need to push it into the brains of the people. It is grabbed by the people, and they pull threads onto it. And so like Vishwanath will talk about it from one aspect, Shivani will talk about it from another aspect, and Priyam will say, hey, but in my time, we did it, or we looked at it this way. So that's what really makes this particular course magical. So I would say to Mr. Prabhakar that if you've got 10 years of oil and gas sector experience, you should definitely apply. I think that is one sector which is undergoing a lot of transformation with the sustainability initiatives that are being taken up. I mean, you must have heard about the recent deal between Adani and Total. So there's a lot of stuff happening there. So and we at the same time are quite high on the embedding sustainability concepts into our program. So our students do what we call as a social and sustainability project. And as I said, the KPMG also delivers a ESG and sustainability certification. So we are training you for the future. Green energy, complying with SDG goals, and what is the consequence of all this that is happening in the world, climate change, etc., on the strategies and the corporate strategies of our company. So I think you'll be very welcome to apply, and your experience will definitely be very much interesting to have in the classroom.
Thank you. I hope that helps, Mr. Prabhakar Deep. This question is open to our alums and Vishwanath. So we have a question that tell us about the co-curricular activities at IMT Ghaziabad and how's the life at IMT campus. I mean, any of you can take the question and discuss actually.
maybe I can say what is happening currently, and maybe Priyam sir or Shivani ma'am, you can add. So currently, co-curricular activities, as I told, right, we have a great ground. You can always play cricket. Nobody will stop you. Volleyball, badminton, table tennis, any sport you can always have. And you can also, play with the 2-year people. It's not like you have to bond only with the executive. So there will be somewhere around 700 to 800 students anytime on the campus. And it's a great way to, bond with them. You have sports competitions. Recently, a couple of months back, it has also been, conducted. And apart from sports, you also have, an opportunity to, go and start working on some projects. And you can, reach out to your alums. We have Alumni Connect series. So those are, more of insight gaining sessions. And the way we spend time, we bond over alumni. In fact, an alum of us recently came down, Dr. I think Dr. Rastogi. So he's a financial director at EY. So the alumni bondings is also a part of extracurricular sports we have. And you always can, the amphitheater is always open. You can just have some mic, you can start singing. You'll have people sitting around you, cheering up. So I think it's a great place. The campus is always, vibrant.
Seems nothing much has changed, Vishwanath. Things were the same at our time also. So I remember the craze that we used to have for Passion, right, which is the annual fest that we have. So you get a lot of opportunities to, participate in various competitions. You can perform, and then there are various sports tournaments that happen. I remember there was one event called as Mess Day, which was very, very special.
Yeah.
And executive batch also participated. So what happens in this event is the students cook. So it's an off for the entire mess staff, and the students cook and serve them, right? So we had taken charge of preparing one recipe for breakfast and one for dinner. So most of the classes, so they contributed with one or more recipes. So ours was very much liked. I remember, uh, as soon as we served it, it was all empty, and we had to really speed up the cooking process to serve people, right? So yeah, I mean, you get all kinds of exposure. It's not only about studies. And this program gives you a holistic development, not only in academics but otherwise also, right? I think Priya mentioned, or Vishwanath mentioned, about the PG lab, personal growth lab, right? You get to learn about personal branding also, how you can make yourself stand out in the crowd. So these things really help you in building your overall personality, in boosting up your confidence. So yeah, that's about co-curricular activities.
Yeah, and Shivani, I remember, in along with the mess days, we used to have the pizza night. So, the mess
Yes.
was shut that day. There
Right.
was only Domino's pizza that used to be served to the students, and there used to be huge queues. So we used to stand in the queues, get one slice of pizza, and then again go back to the queue
Correct.
and get back for the next slice of pizza. So that was fun, I think. And yeah, I mean, that's about that. I mean, extracurricular activities, I did not add on much anything else there on that. But I think another thing that we were part of was we got an opportunity to learn foreign language. I mean, I personally and few of my friends also there, we got into a German class. So that's another very important thing that I picked up during my IMT days. So and then I learned a bit of elementary German in the classroom there. So there was a dedicated class for German, and then I did my certification post my program there. So I think those sort of things, it's softer stuff, softer skills, but it's very important in the corporate life, I guess.
Wow, I think I was not aware of this. This is a new thing for me as well. Okay, we have one more question. This is from Rhythm Singla. She's asking, I have been into tourism industry for 10 years now and would like to upskill myself, as we all saw a doom in the tourism industry. And it has really triggered me to think to learn more into different domain as well as to get better in better jobs. So how can this program be good fit for me? Nehas, would you like to take this?
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying before, this program allows you to do two things. It's one, it's about career elevation, and B, it's about allowing you to transition, right? So we all bring certain experience into the classroom, but in no book it is ever written that the sector that you've worked in the past is the sector you should work in the future. You always reskill yourself and you upskill yourself. I spent around 10 years abroad, in the UK, running MBA programs for different universities. And one thing I saw there when I was running the executive programs was that people with vast amount of experience, 30, 25 years of experience in industry, used to come into the classroom. And we usually used to ask them that, all right, you've reached the peak of success. What's the challenge now? And they used to say that, one of my subordinates came into my office the other day, and he was doing something called as Python coding. And he said that, I don't know what it is, and I want to learn what it is. And it was not about just learning Python coding. That was not what he intended to do. But what he intended to say was that I have to get up to speed at which the industry is changing. And that is what this program does to a lot of people, that it allows you to reskill yourself. So when you come into the classroom, you have done a bit of business management, you've applied your thinking, etc. But once you step into the classroom, it's about, okay, where is the field right now? Right? So when we talk about, so I teach strategy. When we talk about strategy in the classroom, we are not just talking about the classical strategy, how it used to be in the 50s and 60s, but we are talking about startup strategies and disruptive strategies and effectual strategies, which are actually dominant in the VUCA world. So when we say the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, so the world is always going to change, and you can, and with that you have opportunities to change your career. So tourism industry, for example, in the last 2 years went so many challenges, went through so many challenges with the pandemic. Hotels were shut down, the travel was not possible because flights were disrupted. Now, did the industry just put their tools down? No, they didn't. And in fact, the moment that the second wave was done, they picked up their tools and they have transformed the industry completely. From vacations, now we are going for staycations. Consumer behavior has changed. And now it is not just about, going abroad, but people have started to go for beach resorts and staying longer. So hotels have started to rethink as well. How is it that the consumers have changed, and how is it that their strategy should change? Indian tourism has undergone transformational change in the last 10 years, at least. More and more young travelers, such as, I would like to say ourselves, we want to go to Leh, Ladakh, Assam, and that industry has undergone transformational changes. So either you would like to come up to speed with that, or you would like to say, what, I've had enough of experience in tourism. Let me take that and go into another industry wherein my skills will be appreciated. So I would say that this is what, it's a clean slate when you come onto this program. It depends on what you write onto it. And as the gentlemen and ladies were saying in this forum, that we have career support services, we have a dedicated team who will work with you in order to get yourself the kind of opportunities that you want. So I would say that, come in with an open mind, and you should definitely consider this program.
Definitely. I think one thing I can say, Rhythm, is I also belong to the same industry. I was working with hotels for 7 years, and this is a move for me also. And it's been wonderful, and I couldn't have done it any other way. Okay, so we can take one last question. One last question would be on your holistic experience at IMT. This one is for Shivani ma'am. And what suggestions do you have for people who are joining the program now?
Okay, so I think if we talk about the holistic development, we have covered most of the points. So apart from academics, co-curricular activities, international immersion, different unique courses such as personal branding, critical thinking, design thinking. I think these things really add to the overall development of the students. Peer learning, industry exposure. So my advice to all the people who join the program, as I really picked up this line from you, Dr. Nehar, that come with an open mind. You should not restrict yourself to, okay, that I want to go in this direction only, because once you join the program, you get to learn so many new things. You get so many different exposure that you can always go into a different field altogether, right? So come with an open mind, make the most of this opportunity. This is just 1 year. Completely immerse yourself into this, and stay focused, and you can do wonders. I mean, you can take your career to the next level if you make the most of this year, right? So that's my advice to all of you. Yeah, over to you, Devakshi.
I would just like to add to that. I think what you said is very right, and there are a couple of things that give you that opportunity to do it. Like, for example, this year our students are going to France for their international immersion. They are going to ISEC Business School, and now that is the time wherein you can go abroad and see how things work, right? And that should give you ideas. So it's we give you the platform. Then it's about how much you want to expose yourself to it. So for example, the second thing was we were talking about the thought process. I think both alums talked about the thought process. So where does this thought process come from? So design thinking or critical thinking, what does it allow you to do? It allows you to question yourself, saying that, okay, this is what I know till now, but am I ready to let go some of what I know and embrace some of the new thoughts, right? Can I shed my own skin and just get some new concepts on board? So you can go through a personal transformational journey as well through this. So it is not just about academics, as you guys were saying. It's about getting together as a family. The batches remain together, and our alumni stick together. It's about becoming a cohort, and rediscovering your own identity. So whether it is the international immersion, or whether it is the different workshops that we have, the personal branding or managing self, it's all about self discovery. So I think I really would like to reiterate what Shivani was saying, that don't it should lead you into the program should lead you into something that you haven't thought of, right? And that is when you really get the good ROI. So we give both kinds of ROI. So this is one ROI, and the other ROI was Priyam was talking about. So Priyam, you would like to you would be glad to know. So for example, this year the placements were extremely good. So last year our average CTC was somewhere around 13 lakhs. This year it went up to 21 lakhs, right? And our highest highest package this year went up to 40.8 lakhs. So, for the last 2 years, we have done consecutive 100% placements. So we are growing, so it is not just about getting the placement and getting the good return on investment, but it is about, this will last, this should last with you throughout your life, and you can always come back to us. It's about, this executive program is about developing a continuous learner's ability. You should become a continuous learner.
Dr. Monkar, we have another question. Can we take the questions? We have two questions actually. First is from Mr. Rajiv Bose. He's saying, good evening. My question is for Dr. Nehar Monkar, sir. Currently, I have 8+6 years of experience in operations and logistics. However, he wants to switch his career to marketing. He's asking what specializations can he choose?
Of course.
And I'll take Yeah. And I'll tell you the second question also, this can be related. So Mr. Shiv Negi is asking, can you tell the difference between the degree which is given by IMT PGDM ExP versus other IIM's 1-year executive MBA? Why is there a difference in the duration of courses, 18 months versus 12 months? So these are the two questions.
So the first question, if I take it on board, operations and marketing, this is a good, sort of area that you can go into, operations and marketing, although two distinguished areas. But here what we have, the IMT is known for marketing, it's the mecca of marketing to a large extent. And so when it comes to, shifting your career from operations to marketing, you can specialize, as I said, into 5 courses. You can select 5 electives in marketing area. And this is besides the other marketing courses that you do. So you do marketing management, which is a core. you do consumer behavior, which is a core, you do strategic marketing, which is a core. Besides these 3 core subjects, you can choose 5 electives ranging from B2B marketing to digital marketing, social media marketing, marketing analytics. So, and you'll be taught by world-class faculty, both industry practitioners as well as research scholars. So I think that, this choosing the specialization is one aspect. And secondly, you can work with our placement team to align your career towards marketing, right? So we give you specialist guidance in terms of how do you now, secure the gaps in your career if you have, or how do you now realign your CV to go into a new career trajectory. So there is a dedicated team who will help you do that. And to talk about your second question, so this is an 18-month program, right? Now, the reason why this is an 18-month program is because this is a postgraduate diploma in management. A lot of other institutes which give you a 1-year program or a 15-month program, basically those are, PGPM, what we call as postgraduate program in management, or it might be a postgraduate certificate in management, or they call it PGP Max or PGP Pro. So there are different nomenclatures. But if you want a PGDM degree, that means a postgraduate diploma in management, then the executive program has to be of minimum 18-month duration. So we are AICTE accredited, and we are also AACSB accredited. So we have a national accreditation as well as international accreditation. We are also NBA accredited. We are also SACS accredited. So SACS is the South Asian accreditation body. So here you see, we are very serious about giving a degree which a person can use throughout their life in any part of the world. So there are people who have taken our degree and even have gone abroad, like for example, to do another advanced course. This degree, PGDM is something that autonomous institutes give. So it is the equivalent of an MBA that a university will offer you. And so that is why when you choose a PGDM, you need to make sure that you choose a reputed institute. So someone like IMT, who's had 40 years of legacy, 15,000 alumni out there. So and if you have any doubts about what is the value and weight of this degree, you should probably see what kind of recruiters we have. So right from Accenture, KPMG, Tech Mahindra, we have Tata Sons. So these companies come to us because A, they are assured of the quality and the rigor of the program, and B, they trust in the IMT brand that this is about delivering serious education and intensive education. So I hope I've answered the 2 of your questions.
I think you have. So yes, we are out of time now. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending this webinar. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope all your questions have been answered. The recording of this webinar will be available on IMT Ghaziabad's social media handles. Please feel to share with your families, friends, colleagues who are looking to fast-track their careers. Our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed alums who took out their time to join the discussion today. To Dr. Nehar Ramonkar for being the prolific leader he is. And thank you, Vishwanath, for sharing your insights. You sure would have helped all the future joiners of the program. Thank you all. See you all next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.